There are two types of people in the world, those that own luxury cars and those that dream about them. For the former, owning a car simply isn't enough. They need more. Maybe a matching watch is precisely what will scratch that itch. Well, Bugatti and Jacob Arabo know their customer base, and that's why they had to create the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon, a marvel of engineering with components and complications, inspired by one of the fastest cars on Earth, with a price tag that's probably even more insane than the watch itself. This watch obviously tells time really well, but it also has a few tricks up its sleeve that you've probably never seen before. Stick around if you want to witness what is perhaps the epitome of horological ingenuity, and see exactly what Jacob & Co have pulled off with this unexpected partnership with one of the best luxury car companies in the world that's got watch enthusiasts all over the world scrambling for all their pennies in their pockets to buy one of these limited beauties. Before we dissect the complex insides of this timepiece, let's first take a look at the watch's case. Jacob & Co have taken the liberty to make this watch resemble the aesthetics of the Bugatti Chiron itself. The front of the case replicates the signature horseshoe-shaped grille of the supercar, and the rear consists of three crowns, with distinct purposes representing exhausts. The left crown sets the time, and the middle crown can be wound clockwise to wind the tourbillon itself, or counterclockwise for the special feature that can be activated by a button on the third crown on the right, but we'll get into that later. The case's shape is reminiscent of the body of the Chiron, and is made with either titanium or solid sapphire crystal, showcasing the complications in all their undeniable glory. For all those that like their watches big and bold, this watch probably ticks all your boxes. At a whopping 57.8mm in length, 44.4mm in width, and 21.5mm in height, you might think this timepiece might stick out like a sore thumb, but due to the case's shape with all its delicate curves and lines, the watch looks surprisingly elegant when worn. Moving on to the watch's complications, let's begin with the powerhouse, aka the tourbillon. While most timepieces like to keep the tourbillon a highlight for the watch wearer, Jacob & Co have kept the flying tourbillon at a 30-degree incline, facing away from the wearer. That means the tourbillon is on display for the person in front of you, and if they're not impressed, they're probably not worth hanging out with. On the left-hand side, the watch has a fuel gauge that indicates the power reserve within the watch. The gauge also dons the colours of the French flag, since Bugatti is a French company after all. Of course, in the middle, there is a huge dial that does what a watch is built to do, tell the time. Appropriately, the markers on the watch look like the markers of the Chiron speedometer, and the Bugatti logo sits comfortably right in the centre. Overall, the watch's JCAM37 movement consists of 578 components, a completely new design which, according to Jacob & Co, took a year to perfect. The movement also floats within a special suspension system, which was a special challenge for the designers. A suspension system moving up and down isn't exactly great for the crown posts, leaving them vulnerable to damage, so the designers at Jacob & Co created a unique automotive-style transverse system to avoid this damage. The result is an uncanny movement that looks like it's levitating inside the watch, making it look even cooler than it already was. Although everything we've already mentioned is pretty awesome on its own, it's not quite the star of the show. If you remember that third crown with a button we mentioned earlier, well, with a simple push, it activates a replica of the Bugatti Chiron's W16 engine, with 16 pistons moving up and down, encased in sapphire crystal for everyone to see. This is one neat party trick that'll probably start a few interesting conversations. With the engine activated, there are also two turbochargers on the side that spin really fast, adding that feel of hitting top speed. This particular feat is something that has never been achieved before in the history of horology, but that's just how Jacob & Co roll. The animation lasts around 20 seconds, which is more than enough time to impress your friends. After all, carrying an art piece that shows everyone that you probably own a car worth millions of dollars probably won't have to do much to impress anyone. Obviously, an extravagant watch will always have an extravagant price tag to match it. The cheapest option with the titanium case costs a mere $300,000 at retail price, while the clear sapphire crystal case comes up to around $1.2 million, and the special edition blue or green sapphire cases are only $1.5 million. There are also precious stone-encrusted options for those that like bejeweled accessories. The Bugatti Chiron Pavé retails at $460,000, while the Baguette series costs $880,000. These prices are nothing to worry about if you have a Bugatti Chiron, since the price of one of these watches is only 1/3 of the price of the car itself. As is the trend with watches like this, there are only a limited number of pieces available for each model. The titanium version only has 126, the Pavé has 36, and there is only one of each for the Baguette and Sapphire versions. With multiple color options for the already limited number of timepieces, it's unlikely that anyone that owns this watch will run into someone else with the same version. For a watch of such high caliber, the people that own it match its reputation. And who else is better to wear the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon than one of the most famous Chiron owners, Cristiano Ronaldo? The world-class Portuguese football legend currently plays for Arabic team Al Nassr, after playing for the top teams in the world, including Real Madrid and Manchester United. During his career, he's racked up hundreds of millions of dollars and currently sits at a net worth of $136 million. He's also the most followed personality on Instagram, with almost 600 million followers under his belt. Needless to say, he often loves showing off his $20 million car collection to all his fans, which include multiple Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, and Bugattis. Worth a mind-boggling $3.3 million, Ronaldo's silver Bugatti Chiron is one of the most expensive cars in his collection. An absolutely insane car like that requires, of course, an equally insane watch to match, so the top-level striker worked closely with Jacob & Co. to design a custom piece for himself to match his Chiron. Jacob & Co. took the opportunity by the neck and delivered one of the most gorgeous timepieces in the Bugatti lineup. The watch is encrusted with 431 gemstones, including 232 Baguette-cut diamonds and 109 black sapphires, totaling 21 carats overall. In place of the Bugatti logo in the center, the watch is donned with a CR7 logo, which seems suitable for someone like him. The watch is worth $1 million, but that's chump change to someone like Ronaldo. Mr. Jacob Arabo even posted a picture of himself with the footballer just to show off how amazing his clientele is. Undoubtedly, Jacob & Co. has yet again proven to be at the top of the game in the watchmaking industry. It's difficult to find watches like these anywhere else, and that's because the company takes time out to ensure that their watches are unique. A marvel of engineering and design, the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon will probably remain iconic for years to come. We truly live in the best time to witness innovation like this take place right in front of our eyes. It's exciting to see how far they've come since Jacob started his jewelry business, and it's even more exciting to think of what they might come up with next. The Astronomia collection has already proved to be one of the most innovative designs in the horological industry, and this timepiece has allowed the company to dip its toes into the automotive industry. Maybe some collaborations with companies in other industries might produce even better timepieces in the future. Either way, this is just the beginning for Jacob & Co. But after the Astronomia and now the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon, is it even possible to top what they've already achieved? What do you guys think? Is the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon perfect for what it is, or just a fancy, overpriced toy? Has Jacob & Co. managed to make something timeless? If you had the money, would you buy such a watch? Why or why not? Tell us in the comments below.